Hi, and welcome back to Moby's Kitchen. And tonight we're going to be making a really simple meal, something that you can make on a work night for your family and give them a nice wholesome meal. We're going to be making chicken, sausage, and peppers. Now this goes really good with pasta or rice, or you can just have it by itself. Tonight we're just going to have it by itself with the salad and keep it simple. So let's take a look at the ingredients. We have some Dijon mustard. We've got white wine. It doesn't matter which kind of white wine, just a white wine. We've got olive oil. We have some chicken broth or chicken stock you could use. We have a Kinder salt, pepper, garlic. And then this is also Kinder salt, pepper, garlic, but with paprika added. This is my chicken seasoning. We've got a couple of chicken breasts and 3 hot Italian sausages. You can use mild or sweet Italian sausage, whatever you like. We have a red bell pepper, some chopped parsley, a yellow onion. We're gonna be using some butter here, a couple cloves of garlic, and some fresh lemon juice. Okay, we're gonna get our garlic, onion, and bell pepper chopped up. Okay, so now what we're gonna do, we've got all of our vegetables sliced up. We're gonna do our meat. So we're gonna start with our Italian sausage. What I wanna do here is just butterfly it open. We don't wanna cut all the way through. And you just kind of lay it open like this, and that's how we're gonna put it in the pan. So it cooks, so we get some nice like color on both sides. And then we'll chop this up when we serve it. Okay, now let's slice up our chicken. So what we're gonna do here is, you've seen me do this before on the channel. We're just gonna butterfly this chicken right down the middle. And then what we're gonna do is just kind of cut it into bite-sized pieces. There we go. And we're gonna repeat that process for the other chicken breast, and I'll be right back with you and we'll season it. Okay, we've got our chicken cut into bite-sized chunks, about inch by inch chunks here. We're gonna take our chicken seasoning, which is Kinder salt, pepper, garlic with paprika. The paprika just adds some nice color. It's more for that than the flavor. We're gonna season it a little bit. We want it nice and coated, but you don't need to go overboard on this because we're gonna season as we cook as well, and the sausage has a lot of flavor. So just get a little bit on there. Make sure it's nice and coated and call it good. So that's probably good right there. Kind of roll it around on your board, make sure everything's got some seasoning on it, and next time we see you, we'll be at the stove. Okay, we're over at the stove now, and we've been preheating our pan on medium heat here for about, I don't know, 2-3 minutes. We're gonna add just a touch of olive oil, maybe a tablespoon. Kind of swirl it around, getting all the nooks and cranny. But we're gonna cook our sausage first, and there's some fat in that sausage, so that's why we're starting with it, because we're gonna use that to cook other things. So we're gonna take our sausage, our butterflied sausage, lay it face down here. We've got the casing on the other side that can kind of help hold it together. I'm gonna start with that. Let this go for, I don't know, 2 or 3 minutes, and then we'll flip it. Okay, it's been a couple minutes here on medium heat. We're gonna flip it, and that's what we wanna see, that nice caramelization happening. And you can see when the casing kind of hits the oil, it curls up. So that's why we wanted to get some caramelization on this side first. And we might end up, when we cut this, we might end up just cutting that casing right off. We'll see how it looks. Okay, so we've been going a couple more minutes here on casing side. As you can see, it's curled up. So what we're gonna do, we don't wanna cook this all the way through right now. We wanna be at like a 90% because we're gonna put it all back together in the pan and cook it. So we're gonna take these off, let them cool, and then we're gonna remove the casing. And while this pan's hot, we've got all that nice fat in the pan from the sausage. We're gonna add in our chicken. Just get it nice and spread out in the pan. And then you don't wanna touch this for a good 2 minutes and let it get some caramelization as well. Get each piece, try to get it spread out so they're not bunched up too bad. That's why I like using this big pan that I'm using here. It's a 14-inch pan, so. Actually, this might be a 15-inch pan, to be honest with you. Okay, then we're gonna let that cook. Don't touch it for about 2 to 3 minutes here. Okay, so we've been going about a minute here with the chicken, and what I'm doing here is I'm gonna take the casing off this sausage. Just grab it and it'll peel. It should peel right off. There might be some stubborn areas. I've already taken this one off, and then as you can see, it's still pink. We're gonna finish this in the pan with everything else. So just continue that process with all of your sausage. Okay, we've got all the sausage casings off, and we're just gonna kind of cut this into some chunks, like bite-sized chunks like the chicken. Just kind of go through and cut it while our chicken's going here. Almost ready to stir this chicken and flip it to the other side. And as you can see, it's probably about 85% cooked, 90% cooked. We've got it into chunks here. There you go. Okay, it's been about 3 minutes since we put our chicken in. I have not touched it at all. We're gonna wanna flip it over and see. We want like a little bit of that caramelization on it. So kind of get it, I know it takes a little extra elbow grease here, but flip them over individually. Make sure you get every single one over on the opposite side and continue cooking for another 2 minutes. Okay, so we've been going a couple more minutes after flipping the chicken. It looks good. We're probably about 95% cooked on the chicken here. And like I said, we're gonna put everything back in together and finish cooking, and it will cook as it rests. So we're gonna take the chicken out now and focus on our veggies. So we're still on medium heat. We've got plenty of oil in the pan from the sausage and the initial olive oil. So we're gonna add our onion. We're gonna get that going for a couple minutes, and then we'll add our bell pepper. Okay, we've been going a couple minutes with our onions. It's time to add our bell pepper in. What we're gonna do here is add a little bit of Kinder's salt, pepper, garlic, maybe a couple teaspoons. Stir that all in and continue sauteing. Like about 3 more minutes where we can start adding other stuff in. Let's do a little flip here. This pan's a tricky one to flip, it's so big. Okay, we've been sauteing here for about another 2 minutes with our peppers in, with our onions. We're gonna make a little well in the middle. We're gonna add in our garlic. You only need about a minute with this garlic once it becomes fragrant. We just want good contact with the pan. And you know what I'm gonna do? Add just a splash of olive oil there right in the middle. That'll help cook that garlic and help it not stick too bad. I can already smell it. You smell that, Bobby? How good? I wish we had smell-o-vision for this one. This one smells good.
Smells good.
All right, I'll be right back with you. All right, so our garlic's been going for about a minute. We're gonna deglaze with some white wine. Maybe about half a cup. We're gonna let this kind of reduce by about half just to cook all the alcohol out of the wine and leave that nice flavor behind. Okay, we let our white wine reduce by about half here. We're gonna add a little bit of Dijon mustard, maybe about a tablespoon, just for some nice little added flavor and it gives it a little boldness. Then we're gonna add about a tablespoon of lemon juice. Let this kind of cook down a little bit, get mixed in. And then I'm gonna hit it with a little bit more salt, pepper, garlic, just a little bit, maybe a teaspoon. As you can see, we're sort of building the base of our sauce here. Stir this all in. And what we're gonna do is hit it with a little bit of chicken broth, not too much, maybe a quarter to a half a cup here. And now we're gonna add in our sausage and chicken with the juice. And just continue cooking until that sausage and chicken finishes, which it's got, they're both about 90%, as you can see. I'll be right back with you. Okay, so we've been going a couple more minutes. All of our meat's finished cooking. Our sauce is reduced where we want it. We're gonna add 2 tablespoons of butter in there just for some nice body. Just let this kind of dissolve into the sauce. You can see it just helps kind of thicken it up without having to add flour and any of that. And I think butter just adds good flavor. If you're on a special diet and you can't have butter, then you can skip this step. But I think it just makes the dish. As that melts, we're going to add in our parsley. The parsley adds like a nice freshness and color right at the end. And we're just going to cut our heat. Heat is off now. Just kind of let it finish here. We don't want to like wilt our parsley too much, so. And that's that. It's almost taste test time, my favorite part of the video. Okay, we've reached my favorite part of the video, and that's taste test time. We've got this in a bowl. We've got it ready to go. I want to try to get the ultimate bite, so I want a little bit of the Italian sausage. I want some chicken on there, some onion, some pepper. Let's see if I can get it all. I think I've got everything in that bite there. Let's give it a shot. It's so good. I love the hot Italian sausage. If you don't like spicy, maybe do the sweet or the mild Italian sausage, but I like the flavor of the hot sausage. The onions and the peppers and even the freshness of the parsley comes through, believe it or not, in that a little bit. And that wine sauce with the Dijon, oh, it's money. Make this, you saw it, it's easy. If you want to even simplify it more, you don't have to butterfly the sausage. You can just cook it and slice it into rounds. Just keep it in the casing and don't cut it open. However you want to do it. Be creative at home. I'm just kind of giving you the basics here and trying to give you a simple meal you can make when you get home from work for your family. So thanks, please like and subscribe. Thanks for stopping by Moby's Kitchen. We've got more fun videos coming your way very shortly. I'm gonna keep eating here. So good.